In this recap video, we will be looking at Duterte Ninoy 2.0 raw, pulong naglipad ng naglipad, Duterte hindi makakabalik, at marami pang iba. Kamusta for me? Ako nga pala si Avor Joseph at welcome sa Blue Serverthy Recap Weekly Edition number 98. We've also covered since last week, so skip the answers provided if it piques your interest. Here are some pages commentary for your convenience. Duterte Ninoy 2.0 raw. Ihinalin tulad ni Vice President Sara Duterte si former President Rodrigo Duterte na kung magbabalik siya sa Pilipinas, he might suffer the same fate as the assassinated Senator Ninoy Aquino.
Gusto niyang umuwi. Sinabi ko din sa kanya yon pa. Sabi ko, yung kagustuhan mo na umuwi, yan din yung katapusan ng buhay mo. Magiging Ninoy Aquino Jr. ka.
Si former President Rodrigo Duterte ay nakapirme sa The Hague, the Netherlands, sa kasong kanyang ikinakaharap na crimes against humanities at extrajudicial killings sa panahon niya bilang mayor from 2011 nang naging partido ng ICC ang Pilipinas hanggang 2019. Nagumisa ang pre-trial charges o ang pag-confirm ng mga judges sa pagkakakilanlan ng akusado. Meanwhile, ang susunod na hearing ay, September 23 pa. It's literally just, ikaw ba? Si Rodrigo Duterte, blah, 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 blah.
Opo, ako si Rodrigo Duterte.
Can we request that the question be repeated? I don't think he heard it. Thank you.
Repetition from the English booth. What is your date of birth? Yes, thank you very much, Council. I was asking quite simply of Mr. Duterte what his full names were, and then I subsequently asked him what his date of birth was and what his place of birth is. Is that all right, Council?
Yep. Of course, I do. My birth month day is March 28, 1945. I was born in the province of Leyte in the Philippines.
Kung isipin nyo, September 23 pa, baka mamatay na si Tanda, baka mamatay na si Duterte. Hindi pa rin natatapos yan. Nanginginig pa nga habang nagsasalita. At least sa ating bansa, kung dito siya malilitis, may sense of urgency kahit na ang sakop lang na magiging kaso ni Duterte without challenging the Constitution ay yung buong termino niya bilang mayor ng Davao through the Davao Death Squad.
So, Ginong Pangulo, nung mayor po kayo ng Davao, do you confirm the existence of the Davao Death Squad?
No, sir.
Wala akong Davao Death Squad.
Meron akong death squad. Death squad. Pero hindi yung mga pulis. Sila rin yung mga gangster. Yung isang gangster, utusan ko, patayin mo yan, kaya kung hindi mo patayin yan, patayin kita ngayon. Bakit mo isakripisyo yan sila? Lahat itong sa right side ko, dumaan ito ng Chief of Police, Police Director. Puro commander ng death squad yan.
I thought there was no existence.
Trabaho ng pulis yan. Literally, hindi mo sabihin ng death squad. Yung isang senador, yan ang nakaupo dyan, si Senator De La Rosa. Death squad rin yan. Because they were police directors handling the controlling crimes in the city.
And besides, umamin man siya na meron siyang death squad. Sabi ni VP Sara matapos siyang tanungin ni FPRRD kung ano ang timeline ng kanyang pag-uwi sa Pilipinas na baka matulad siya kay Ninoy Aquino kung babalik ng Pilipinas with his father fighting back. I want to die in my own country and if that's my fate, so be it. Even with her daughter's assassination warning, adding na babalik pa siya to serve his local bilang mayor ng Davao City. Bumwelta naman ang Malacanang sa komento ni VP Sara saying na it is too far-fetched to compare Ninoy Aquino to his father dahil wala raw kasong mass murder at mismong si FPRRD ay kinumpara ang sarili hindi kay Ninoy kundi sa kanyang fellow mass murderer and genocide enthusiast Adolf Hitler.
Yun ang gusto niya. Gusto niyang umuwi. Sinabi ko din sa kanya yon pa. Sabi ko, yung kagustuhan mo na umuwi, yan din yung katapusan ng buhay mo. Magiging Ninoy Aquino Jr. ka. At sinabi niya sa akin, sabi niya, kung ganyan ang kapalaran ko, then so be it. Basta lang mauwi ako sa Pilipinas. Kaya meron man akong worry para sa kanyang safety and security, pero lagi niyang inuulit-ulit talaga, ibalik niyo ako sa Pilipinas.
Bring him home!
Pagtitipon din po sa The Netherlands, nabanggit po ni VP Sara sa kanyang speech, as I quote, sabi ko, yung kagustuhan mo na umuwi, yan din yung katapusan ng buhay mo, magiging Ninoy Aquino Jr. ka. Any reaction po from the palace?
Inahahalintulad ba ni VP Sara ang kanyang ama kaya sa yumaong Ninoy Aquino? Parang hindi po natin nadinig noon na inahilintulad ni dating Pangulong Duterte ang sarili niya kay Ninoy, kung hindi kay Hitler. So napakalayo pong ipakumpara ang sarili o ikumpara ang dating Pangulong Duterte kay Ninoy Aquino na hindi nagkaroon ng anumang record ng mass murder or crimes against humanity.
Hitler massacred 3 million Jews. Now, there's a 3 million drug addicts. There are. I'd be happy to slaughter them. At least, if Germany had Hitler, the Philippines would have. But, you know, my victims, I would like to be all criminals to finish the problem of my country and save the next generation from perdition.
In another tale of this drama, pinasalamatan ni VP Sara Duterte si President Marcos dahil ang pagkakakulong raw ni FPRRD ang nagpalapit sa kanilang mag-ama.
I'm happy. I think I don't have the word right now. I only have happy, but it's the incorrect word to describe it. But blessed. I'm blessed because I gained a sister with what happened to me after the attacks, the confidential funds attacks, the impeachment, and we have a relationship now. I have a relationship with Kitty, and I'm happy now. Sabi ko nga sa kanya, I'm happy that I have a sister kasi meron akong pagagalitan. I'm happy as well, and this really is ironic. But I have to thank Bongbong Marcos because there was forgiveness between me and PRD for all that has happened in our lives, and we have a relationship now, a father-daughter relationship, since we cannot discuss anything legal anymore because it is understood inside that only the lawyers can discuss legal matters with the former president. So we only discuss about family, and this has been one of the longest meetings I have had with the former president. Growing up, he was always busy with work, he was always busy with the country, and now I have this every day with him, talking about life, talking about family. And for that, I feel like I am blessed.
To which Marcos responds,
Mas maganda po siguro kung magpasalamat muna si VP Sara sa kanyang ama mismo kay dating Pangulong Duterte. Dahil kung siya man po ay nagkaroon ng pagkakataon at nagkaroon ng oras kasama ang kanyang ama, ay dahil ito sa kasong EJK. Kung hindi po naganap at hindi nagawa ang sinasabing mga aksyon patungkol sa war on drugs at walang nag-complain, hindi naman din po sila makakaroon ng pagkakataon na makapunta sa dahig. So mas magandang pasalamatan niyo muna po dahil sa ginawa ng kanyang ama, sa mga nirereklamos po sa kanya, yun po yung naging cause kung ba't sila nasa dahig. Pero pinaabot po natin to sa Pangulo. At ang sabi po niya, glad I could help.
Obviously, sarcastically, pero someone did not get the memo and had the sarcasm whooshed from her, and their head.
I think the sarcasm is lost on him. Hindi niya siguro ako naiintindihan.
Ano pong ibig sabihin ninyo, ma'am, doon?
Saan?
Doon po sa hindi niya kayo naiintindihan, ma'am.
Hindi niya siguro naiintindihan na ang duty and obligation niya ay para sa bayan, hindi para ayusin ang mga problema ng personal na mga problema ng mga pamilya. The sarcasm was lost on him.
No, apparently, hindi naintindihan ni VP Sara ang sarcasm na Marcos dahil she hit back against Marcos saying na, glad I could help. Dahil sinabi niyang hindi raw naintindihan ni Marcos ang sarcasm and that her sarcasm was lost in translation. Maybe she asked for too much, but maybe this unit team was a masterpiece until he let it all fall apart. Pero bakit ba kinukumpara ni VP Sara Duterte si former Senator Ninoy Aquino sa kanyang ama, former President Rodrigo Duterte? Well, it all has to do with the fact na ang pag-assassinate kay Senator Ninoy Aquino ang naging mitsa ng pagpatalsik ng taong bayan kay President and Dictator Ferdinand Marcos Sr., hoping the Filipino people could draw speculation and galvanize against the son and namesake ng dating diktador na si President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Kumbaga, pinatay ni Ferdinand Marcos Sr., si Ninoy Aquino, nagkaroon ng EDSA revolution. So, sinasabi niya, baka mangyari kay Duterte to. Maybe he will be the Nimoy of our time. Which in that case would mean na pwedeng mapadalsik ng taong bayan si President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Kumbaga, yun yung nilalagay nila sa isipan. Yun yung nilalagay niya sa isipan ng tao. But it doesn't matter if Marcos Sr. did kill Ninoy Aquino or not. Though personally, I don't think so. Pero, the Filipino people knows na the Marcoses were in power nung namatay si Ninoy Aquino. And that's what's up. Kumbaga, kung ikaw ay isang centralized, oligarchic, and authoritarian regime, lahat ng maganda ma-attribute sa'yo. Pero lahat din ng masama, sa'yo rin mababato. VP Sara Duterte has seemingly lost hope na makakabalik pa ang kanyang ama sa Pilipinas anytime soon, if not ever. Because the Philippine government already said na hindi tutulungan si Duterte sa kanyang petisyon for an interim release para makabalik na bansa until his next court appearance in September. Kasi nga, again, it bite him in the ass the fact na hindi pa bumabalik si Marcos sa ICC. So, they can't really cooperate with ICC kasi they're not member to their own statute and therefore all the things that is ascribed sa ICC membership ng isang sovereign state. Paulo Duterte, lilibutin ang mundo. Pinayagan ng House of Representatives sa 1st District Davao City Representative Paulo Duterte, ang kapatid ni VP Sara Duterte at anak ni former President Rodrigo Duterte, ang pagliban niya palabas ng bansa for 51 days. Pumunta si Representative Pulong sa mahigit kumulang 18 bansa at teritoryo mula March 20. These countries and territories include Hong Kong, Mainland China, Malaysia, Indonesia, Republic of Korea, Japan, Vietnam, Cambodia, United States of America, Australia, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, the Netherlands, Germany, France, Belgium, Italy, at Singapore from March 20 hanggang May 10 o 2 araw bago ang halalan. This is despite the fact na he is seeking re-election sa kanyang 1st District Representation, displaying confidence na hindi maaagaw sa kanya ang kanyang seat sa Kamara at pwede siya lumabas whenever he wants. Which is kind of funny considering binati ko si former President Rodrigo Duterte, si Ferdinand Magellan Jr. noong sunod-sunod ang kanyang foreign trips papuntang ibang bansa for diplomatic purposes raw.
Sir, may we just get your reaction on the latest tirades of former President Duterte? He said that you are in favor of Chacha because you are pushing for term extension just like what your father did, late President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. And he also criticized, sir, your foreign travels. Ang sabi po niya, pasyal na lang daw po kayo ng pasyal during the latest rally po sa Liwasang Bonifacio, sir. May we get you on that, sir?
Ito yung schedule ko. Saan yung pasyal? This is my schedule for today. Where's the paseo? Wala. Yung kasama niyo kami. We don't make pasyal. Even in the places that I know or I've spent a lot of time with, hindi ko napupuntahan yung mga dati kong pinupuntahan because we're here to do this. And as to the other comments, nako-confuse kasi ako sa PRRD, papalit-palit eh. So I'll have to examine it further, read it kasi very quick ko lang narinig ang balita, kanyang mga remarks. So we'll tignan ko muna kung ano ba talaga yung sinabi niya para maintindihan ko dahil hindi ko talaga naintindihan kasi parang naiba bawat salita niya iba eh. So we'll try to make sense of it.
Sir,
And even I, kasi naalala ko sa Jeopardy, na-feature si Marcos saying na that is the moniker that the people has chosen for him, Ferdinand Magellan Jr. dahil ang dami niyang inikot na bansa. Tapos ngayon, ikaw na ang bumubulusok sa iba't ibang bansa in less than 1.5 months. Ain't that a bit hypocritical?
We are back. The category Current World Leaders. Here's your clue. In office from 2022, the president of this country has taken so many foreign trips, a play on his name is Ferdinand Magellan Jr. You have 30 seconds. Good luck. Let's go over to Avi Gupta. What did you come up with? What are the Philippines? That is correct. Ferdinand Marcos Jr., also known as Bongbong. And how much did you wager? $4,500. That gives you $21,300.
Kahit nasabihin mong personal trip yan, it is a funny thing. Lalo na noong 2022, nakapunta si Marcos sa 7 foreign trips sa 6 na bansa. Noong 2023, 12 foreign trips sa 9 na bansa. At lastly, noong 2024, 7 foreign trips sa 6 na bansa. So, ano nga ba ang dahilan at ano ang mga espekulasyon regarding his tour around the world? Maybe lumalagap siya ng suporta para mapadalsik si President Bongbong Marcos sa pwesto na mayroong red herring dito sa listahan ng mga pupuntahan niyang bansa dahil sa dami in such a short amount of time. Is this not alarming for the House of Representatives? Bakit nila inokay ang leave ni Pulong Duterte? Maybe he's not really plotting a coup to bring his father back dito sa Pilipinas, rather a show of the fact na he can do it at umaamba lang siya to startle those sitting in power. Samantala ang kanyang bunsong half-sister, Veronica Kitty Duterte, is left fighting for Duterte's freedom and return to the Philippines via the hope of Supreme Court to assert his jurisdiction of its citizen outside the Philippines. Pulong is out there, and this is a view without malice, frolicking around in 16 countries and Hong Kong. Meanwhile, his father is inside his detention cell in The Hague, the Netherlands, toiling until his next hearing or his plea for interim release until his next September hearing para sa kumpirmasyon ng kanyang charges or confirmation of charges. No, maybe ang ginagawa ni Pulong is that, nakipag-usap siya sa mga heads of states para, kumuha ng support to get Duterte out of the ICC. Although, hindi natin alam kasi wala naman siyang sinabi, wala naman siyang sinabing dahilan kung bakit siya pupunta ng ganun karaming bansa sa loob ng 1.5 buwan. Lalo na at eleksyon. I mean, many people and most politicians would rather have be in their state or local area. Kasi nga, tumatakbo siya sa District 1 representation ng Davao City. So, it's weird, pero hindi natin alam kung ano ba talaga mangyayari. Hindi natin alam kung makipag-usap ba siya sa mga heads of states, sa mga heads of the government ng mga bansang kanyang pupuntahan. But, hindi rin naman siya pumunta sa birthday ng kanyang tatay. Ang pumunta lang doon is si Kitty and Hanilet. So, what's up with that? At yan pagdarapos ng News-worthy recap weekly edition for roughly the first week of April 2025. Mag-switch sa more topics and requests na balitas if you feel amat sana them in any way. Salamat sa panonood, baka for me, like, subscribe, pa malik sa socials and for true set the link down below. So susunod bali, of course. Paalam.